Hey everyone, welcome to Sweetwater Secrets. I'm Leanne Aguilera, joined right now by the one and only Chad Michael Murray, who you may have mixed feelings about as Edgar Evernever.
Nah.
Just a little. Chad, thank you so much for being on Sweetwater. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I've got to say, welcome to the Riverdale family. How has it been so far?
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm loving every minute of it. And, you know, I would say Edgar means well.
He does mean well. He does mean well. This was a character that we heard so much about the entire season, but we'd never been introduced to him until this very end. What had they told you about the character of Edgar when you first heard about this role?
I think I'm left just as much in the dark as maybe you guys are. So very, very, very little. So it was really more of a psychological journey for me to discover how I wanted to create Edgar inside out, right? And I thought to myself, all right, cult leader, cult leader, cult leader. Well, what is so fascinating about a cult leader that we're also drawn to him, right? And you look at the people that join. It says a lot about the cult leader, but it also says a lot about the people that are joining. Yeah. What is it that they're looking for? So it all manifested by what is it that Edgar has that draws so many people in? And I think he speaks everyone's love language, and he understands, he's able to read. So that was what it was about for me.
The best way that I can think to describe Edgar is he's frustratingly charming.
Frustratingly charming.
You can't help but just fall under his spell, and it seems to be that's what's happening to more and more of these Riverdale residents. We're seeing Cheryl Blossom now joining the farm. What has it been like for you to have Madeline be your first recruit?
Oh my gosh. It was incredible. I think sitting down in those scenes, in the interview scenes, right? And having that much power in the moment with Edgar and Cheryl, who's such a large character that I think that's the perfect way to, that's the perfect person to bring into the farm first in the world, right? I mean, obviously we already had Alice. She was already there, which we knew of. But to have Cheryl come in and to entice her and to find out what it is that she needs and to give it to her, that's cool.
In this week's episode, tomorrow night's episode, we are going to be seeing that Edgar and Betty have another sit down, and she's desperately looking for these answers. What can you tease for the fans out there as to what they can expect from tomorrow night's episode?
Oh, Edgar is going to inform Betty why it is that the farm exists today, right? What his main agenda is. He's going to open up, and you know, Betty needs to know. So I think he's going to start to unravel things and start to let some of the mysteries out.
We've seen in a sneak peek clip that we do get to learn more about Edgar's backstory a little bit and kind of how he came to be in the position that he is. Did you know that backstory when you first joined the show?
I knew a little.
Okay.
I knew a little. I didn't know the depths of what I know now, obviously, but which you won't find out till a little bit longer. But get ready and fasten your seatbelt because it gets crazy. But I will say that the amount that I knew gave me a good base to build Edgar on.
Take me back to that initial conversation. You get the call saying, hey, they want you to come on to Riverdale. Fun fact, you're playing a parent. You're now back on the CW, but you're playing a parent this time. How are you feeling?
I think the first thing that popped into my head was I believe Paul Johansson was the same age that I am now when he started on Tree Hill.
Oh my God.
Right, playing Dan Scott.
Yeah.
So that was one of the first things that kicked in my head. But slightly surreal.
Yeah.
Very cool in that I get to look and be a fly on the wall and watch a younger version of myself go through a very similar thing, right? Two very different shows, but very similar in that they're going through something that I had a very similar experience to 15 years ago, right? So I get to watch that as an outsider, and man, I wish I was as smart as they were when I was that young. Holy cow.
Well, and also, one of the things that is both a blessing and a curse is that the Riverdale stars are now having to deal with social media, which wasn't really prevalent when Tree Hill was on.
Right.
You guys really got to keep that privacy in your lives, but at the same time, you didn't get that instant fan reaction. Do you wish that there had been social media when you were on the CW, on the WB?
I mean, I think they're in a much more interesting position. They're really savvy, right? They handle social media and all the aspects of fandom and stardom incredibly well. All right, far better than I ever could have handled it. So for me, I would say it's probably a good thing social media wasn't around. But at the same time, you do look at the lost opportunities or the ability to grow a brand or do whatever it is that you're doing in the business sense of it. Mm-hmm. It would have been really fascinating to see the following that Tree Hill would have had at the time in the current marketplace. It's the power of social media. Mm-hmm. It blows my mind. I tried for so long to go, no.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I waited till like 2013.
You really did.
I put it off. Maybe even 14. I don't even know. But I waited, and I've embraced it. I'm still quite private on these things, just because for me it's I don't know. I just don't want to get too involved and too immersed in it. I got 2 kids and work and my wonderful wife. So there's a lot. I mean, someone's got to take care of certain things outside the house. I'm not mowing the lawn recently, but if it needed mowing and I wasn't doing anything, but there's a lot to be done, so I try to stay away.
Speaking of the outdoors, I have a question. This whole time we've heard about the farm. Mm-hmm. And I've been imagining this gorgeous farm filled with pigs and cows and all these great things. Will we ever see a farm? We've been talking about this on Sweetwater for the longest time.
A version.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a flashback to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm. A version. You'll see.
Have any of your new Riverdale co-stars told you that they loved you on Tree Hill or on Gilmore Girls?
They've been so incredibly welcoming.
Yeah.
Day one, I got there, and you guys have already seen this, but the first episode, Edgar's in the crowd, and when we meet him, the entire cast was there that day.
Slow clap.
Holy cow. By the way, I've always wanted a chance to do that.
It is.
I've always wanted a chance to do that, right? What an epic way to do it.
Yeah.
And it's true, you can wear white after Labor Day. But it's one of those things where I got introduced and it was, hey, whole cast, here's Chad, whole cast, go. And it was slightly overwhelming, but they were so genuine, and there was a lot of, just different things. I grew up watching A, B, C, D. It was all different things, by the way, that they had thrown back to, from Cinderella Story to Tree Hill to House of Wax, different things from different people. And it's humbling, and, it's always gratifying to hear it, right? But I just want to be great in that moment and serve the show and do them. So I always forget. What I've done, and I'm always thinking about what I'm doing.
Until fans remind you, and then they say, I loved you on this.
Right, and it happens, We go to the malls all the time. I don't know why I have a mall thing. I know, right? My wife wonders too. I think it's a Buffalo thing.
I was going to say, I was like, where did you grow up?
In the wintertime, there's a lot of snow and it gets cold out, so you go to the mall and hang out. Mall. So I tend to want to go to the mall wherever we're shooting, whatever location. I just want to check it out. And I'll go to the mall and I forget what we do.
You forget that you're Chad Michael Murray.
An actor. And I'm like, oh, why is that guy giving me the stink eye? What's his problem? Oh, I forgot.
We're starting to get in some great fan questions and fan comments right now. CJ Brown wants to know, why is Edgar able to convert Cheryl of all people, and how was he able to do it? Because she's the most headstrong character on the show.
She is, and I think she's again, like I said, I think she's the perfect person to join the farm, right? To become a farmie. It says a lot about Edgar. It says a lot about his power. It says a lot about the work that he's put in, the years of, I don't want to say mental manipulation or mental gymnastics, but it is. It's a gift. It's a gift to be able to read people and give them what they need. I will tell you this much. You're going to find out what it is in particular that he has that she needs, and you'll find out for everybody.
Let's talk about the fact that you're letting people who join the farm see dead people. Yeah. Cheryl saying that she can see her brother Jason.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still
I'm
5 episodes ahead in my head.
Alice is saying that she can see her son Charles. Can you shed any light onto this? Because this is some Sixth Sense stuff that we got going on right now.
That's right. That's right. I mean, you know, I guess it's that real life drinking the Kool-Aid thing, right? I know. I actually was reading. What was I reading? I read something on social media where someone said, "I'll bet it's the candles. I'll bet it's the candles in the room." And see, I think you could see a photo. I see a photo on the screen.
There's something in the candles?
There's something in the candles that must be emanating in the air and making them, you know, psychedelic drugs. I think Edgar laced
sandalwood.
the wicks in acid and then said, "Hey, here's a teddy bear," and they think it's their brother. You know, I don't know. No, you're just gonna have to find out.
There are so many drugs in Riverdale at this point. I wouldn't put it past them. Sneak some through in the candles. I don't know.
That's what I love about Riverdale is nothing is off limits.
Here's my question for you, because I loved One Tree Hill.
Okay.
And then
Thank you.
and I still do, but as the show progressed, Ish got bonkers. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Things got off the rails. And I know that Lucas kind of noped out of there towards the end of it, probably to get out of that crazy town. When you look at Tree Hill and you look at Riverdale, which town do you think is crazier?
I mean, if you're going straight for crazy, you know, and when you look at One Tree Hill, one of the things about that show is it was very specific and it was a very grounded show, right? Everybody had that existence. Riverdale lives in a very different universe.
Yeah, it's more heightened.
It's an elevated universe. You have some fantasy aspects of it. You have a little bit of everything, and you can get away with anything. So the term jumping the shark doesn't really apply there. In Tree Hill, when Dan's heart hit the floor, and a dog who happened to ingest marijuana was in the ER, and the heart comes in from outside, because that's where it would come in from, and falls on the ground in front of this hungry dog who is stoned, and the dog eats the heart in front of Lucas. I called that jumping the shark.
That's the moment for you?
That was the straw that broke the camel's back for Luke.
That's when Chad went, bye.
I remember having that conversation, though. I walked into the office and I said, guys, I know what we're doing here. You remember that show, The Soup?
Oh, yeah.
That's all they wanted was to get on The Soup.
What?
They wanted that
They wanted to be on The
I
Soup?
think that's what it was. Because, I mean, it was almost free publicity, right?
Yeah.
Right? You get on there, people talk about it. I got to check that out. And I think that that's what it had to be. Because in no world was that grounded. And I think I said, guys, the second that heart hits the floor, I'm done. Like, I can't.
We need to figure out my exit plan.
We got to figure out something quick. Can I not be there? I even asked them, do I have to be there? They said, yeah. I said, please, come on, man. Like, maybe I'm in the room with Peyton. Come on, man. And no, I was there. But Riverdale, you can get away with anything. That's what's so cool about the universe. You're not stuck in a box.
Yeah.
Right? You have the ability to kind of step outside the boundaries here and there and here and there. And that's for every character. Every character has a little darkness in them. Now,
I know your kids are young, but I was just saying you're going to get some cool dad points because you're on Riverdale. Because right now it is the hottest show on TV. And
My
Elegant
kids might
Maddie,
be a little young.
A little young, I know. Give him a couple years, though, because Elegant Maddie says, add him to the hot Riverdale dads group.
Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate it.
Zucker Fee wants to know, is Edgar evil? What is his goal in Riverdale?
No, Edgar's not. And I say that as Chad, the actor, but also as Edgar, because I have to believe that. Edgar has an agenda. And when you come from a certain place, what does make the best villain is somebody who truly believes that they're doing what's best for the greater good or for those that can't. So, no, I can't. When I started, I said Edgar's not a villain, and I will always believe Edgar's not a villain, because otherwise, how could you manifest this thing and create the farm and get such a beautiful following and be so open and read people the way that he has? I just don't think, I can't.
Yeah, you have to be on his team.
And remember, this is also me saying this without really knowing very much at all.
Before we met Edgar, we met his daughter Evelyn, played by the lovely Zoe Grandemaison. Grandemaison, excuse me, Zoe. But
I heard it on set all the time. It was the most fun name to say.
She is phenomenal, and watching her act is just so great. The different levels of emotion that she portrays through her eyes has just been amazing. What has it been like for you finding that on-screen connection with her as your on-screen daughter?
Oh man, I think she's a lifer.
Yeah.
I do. I think she's a lifer. And when I say lifer, I mean somebody who will be in this industry for many, many years to come. She is a gift. She's incredibly talented. And it's funny because she's so very different from the character that she's playing on screen. And I always find that fascinating, like how similar someone is to the character versus, you know, not. And so she's awesome. It's been great.
We have another really great question from Maddie, and I love this right now. Maddie wants me to ask you your opinions on some of the Riverdale ships. Now, you were a part of ships when it was One Tree Hill or Gilmore Girls.
Oh, like relationships.
They just weren't called ships then.
Oh,
so, and I'm not sure if I'm sure you've got a crash course since being on Riverdale, but if a fan likes a certain couple, they'd be like, I ship them. So like Peyton and Lucas, they would have combined their names together and been like, yeah, I ship Leighton.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, guys, this one's a little bit.
It's all good. I'm here to break it down for you.
Yeah. I know Bughead.
Yes. What do you think of Bughead?
I root for Bughead.
Yeah.
Go Bughead. Come on. I'm all about it.
We have Cheryl and Tony, Shoney.
Oh, man, they're such a riot. I love Shoney. I got to be honest. Their energy, they are the Energizer Bunny duo of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's on screen, off screen. It's incredible.
We have Phallus, which is FP and Alice. Yeah, it sounds a little weird.
That's not a good name, guys. We got to find a new name.
It's not a good name, but they are a good couple, and those fans so desperately want them to be together, but Edgar's kind of putting a little bit of a wedge in between them.
Sorry, FP. You know, you're my boy, and I love you, but I'm gonna put a little pause on Phallus for a minute.
And then I'm curious to know, what do you think about Archie's love life? He's currently dating Josie, but you know, fans always want him with Veronica.
Yeah, there was a great Tupac song, I Get Around.
Yeah.
Been there, KJ. Luke did that for a while. I get it, man, I get it. You know, Archie's, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah?
It's hard work.
And it might as well be KJ. Well, Chad, I really appreciate you joining me today. And for all you Riverdale fans who are watching right now, thank you so much for watching. I'm actually going to keep interviewing Chad to save some exclusive nuggets for you guys for future episodes. Plus, we're going to play a fun game, which you are going to love. I'll be releasing it next week. It's called Never Have I Ever with Edgar Evernever.
Uh-oh.
Get excited.
Can you say that 5 times fast?
No. Chad, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, River Babes. We'll see you soon. Bye.